Folks, for everybody watching right now, this is Dean. I'm part of your fun squad here on board, and you are now watching the Conquest Review.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man. Today we're going to be reviewing the Carnival Conquest from food, drinks, accommodations, and entertainment. Let's go. The Conquest was built in 2002, has a little under 3,000 passengers in capacity, and has 1,150 crew members. Before we dive right into this video, I do want to let you guys know that we are giving away a cruise for 4 people when this channel hits 10,000 subscribers. And at the time of recording, we are pretty much there. So if you want to win a cruise for 4 people, I suggest you subscribe and you'll be entered to win in that giveaway. Anyway, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's dive right into this video. I do want to preface this video by saying we have done tons of Carnival ships. We are platinum on Carnival and we have sailed on over 30 different cruises. So with that being said, I want you to note that the Carnival Conquest is probably one of the cheapest ships that you can get on currently in the Carnival fleet. For our 4-day cruise, it was a little over $400, so about $100 a day. And with that, that means that your food's included, your entertainment's included, and a majority of other things on board are included. You can upgrade to certain things, but with that being said, I have gone out at restaurants and spent over $100 a day. So I think the value on the Carnival Conquest is super great. Now, with that being said, this ship has launched in 2002, so it's over 20 years old. And let me tell you something, this ship definitely shows its age. The ship is under constant repair. And when I say constant repair, I truly mean constant repair. Like I've said before, I have been on a bunch of cruises and I have never seen this much work being done while guests are on board. And I truly think it would help everyone with the guest experience if they dry dock the ship and spent some money renovating her. Some things that really stood out were the deck was being completely redone, so they would have half the ship roped off at a time, which was a little inconvenient. If you're trying to walk to a certain area, you might have to go back around and go on the other side of the ship. And for those people who might have a hard time with mobility, it could definitely be a little bit more difficult, I would assume. Another thing that was pretty inexcusable was the shower did not drain. It would flood our bathroom pretty much constantly. Whenever we showered, we'd have a giant puddle in our bathroom, and that could probably be fixed, but who knows with how old this plumbing is, what's in those pipes nowadays. One thing I will have to say is the food's inconsistency seemed really vast too. Like the food in the main dining room was so hit or miss, and I mean like really hit or really miss. Like I had the calamari one day for an appetizer and it was super tough, rubbery, like almost fried, like burnt fried, and it was pretty much inedible. I had one bite and it was just like, this isn't for me, and I don't like wasting food. But then we moved on to the entree, and it was one of the best entrees I've ever had on any cruise line ever, which was the coffee glazed duck, which sounds really unique and interesting. I'm not a huge duck fan, but I was traveling with Pete and he said, you have to try it. I tried it and I thought it was absolutely incredible. If they could figure out how to make each dish a little bit more consistent, it would help just make this cruise experience just better, because we can't be having these high highs and really low lows. Just consistency would be great when it comes to the main dining room. This one isn't a pro or con. However, I will just be completely honest with you. This is a 4-day cruise. It does 4-day itineraries. And because of that, we all know short cruises are booze cruises. These short, cheap cruises will attract all walks of life. And I can almost guarantee you everyone on board, myself included, will have the drink package, and they will be putting in work on their drink package. They're there to hit all 15 drinks. If you're familiar with Carnival's drink package, you're only allowed 15 drinks, and people are putting in work. If you join a Facebook group before the sailing, there were people just saying that they're at 10 and they have 5 drinks to give away. These people were just willing to make sure Carnival lost money on their drink package. And if that is not the experience that you want, if you like to be by a quiet poolside, read a book, they do have the Serenity area. However, I will say the majority of the ship is a party ship. You will hear screaming and running down the hallways pretty much through all hours of the day. That it does include when the nightclub closes around 2 a.m. So just be wary of that. This isn't exactly a relaxing cruise. It's more of a go out, socialize, get to know people cruise. And I do have to say, the people that I met on board were absolutely incredible. Everyone was so fun. Everyone was having a great time. They were just there to let loose. They were on vacation and they were not going to apologize for having a good time. So for that, I will say, if that's your cup of tea, fantastic. This is the ship for you. But if you like a little bit more of a reserve crowd, I would probably skip out on the Conquest. That's pretty much all I have to say for the cons. I do have to say that this ship is an amazing value. Like I said before, I think the price is pretty indicative of what you get. Like on formal nights, they don't have the lobster tails because it is a shorter sailing. So you're not going to be getting an amazing dining experience, but that's really the only con. I think it's time to move into the pros because this ship definitely does have a lot of them. Let's start with the entertainment because I have to say the entertainment staff did an extremely good job of having fun and making sure everybody was engaged in the activities that they were participating in. Some activities that they offered on board I don't usually do, but we were walking through the lobby and they were having trivia and we got pulled in by Dean, who's one of the senior Fun Squad members. He was absolutely amazing and he made it so much fun. And again, this is a booze cruise, so we went in at like 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning, and people were already chugging beers, making like really fun jokes at the like charades and trivia. And I really have to say it was probably one of the best highlights of the Conquest. And it's something that I usually wouldn't do on any other ship. It's just because we had a Fun Squad member ask us if we wanted to join, and we just said yeah and went with the flow. On top of that, all of the deck parties, the club, everything was jam-packed. I'm not sure if it's because we went on a good weekend or if it's typically that crowded, but every event that was hosted had a great turnout. There was people dancing, people weren't afraid to get out there and just let loose. And I have to say that was really refreshing. If you go on some other cruise lines like Celebrity, Royal, sometimes those people are a little bit more reserved. They just want to chill. They don't want to get involved. They just want to watch. And I have to say, if you're sailing on Carnival, they're called the fun ships for a reason. It's because the people on board want to have fun. And honestly, the entertainment staff just let the people go and have a good time. There were no fights while I was on board. I know this ship has had quite a large number of fights in its previous sailings, but I have to say everyone was super friendly and we were all having a great time together on board the Conquest. Also under entertainment, I have to say the live music was really good. Typically I'm focused on the DJ and what they're playing, but I have to say we did do a lot of listening to live music, and the live violin band that usually played in the main lobby was fantastic. They would do covers of top 40 songs, they would do some disco, they would throw in some classics, and it was all really good. There was a little bit of a dance competition, which was really fun just to watch. And I have to say, the entertainment staff killed it. There's also a Latin duo that played in the casino every night, and they were electric. I mean, we were sailing out of Miami, so there is a large population of Latinos on board, and those people were tearing it up in the casino dance floor every single night. It was right in front of the bar, so you could listen to music, get a drink. It was great vibes. You can hear it all throughout the casino. And for that, it really made a fun casino experience. I would take a break off of the tables and go hang out, watch people dance myself. And I have to say, it was probably one of the better live musicians I've ever heard throughout any cruise line, any cruise brand ever. Up next, I definitely want to talk about the staff overall, not just the entertainment staff, because the staff do make or break your experience on board any ship. And the Conquest is no different. We had an amazing dining staff in the Anytime Dining restaurant. We had Tommy, who was probably one of the coolest waiters I've ever met. He really knew how to dance, so whenever they would do their showtime during the middle of dinner, they would break it down, and I mean truly break it down. Like, it was actually impressive what he was doing. And the rest of his staff, the one who would take your drinks, the one who would bring bread, would all be partaking. We did the wave a little bit. I don't have video of that, unfortunately, but I have to say it was so much fun. Just eating on Carnival Conquest was actually so much fun. It wasn't taking a break from the fun. It was just rolling right in through dinner, and then you felt like you were ready to go to a comedy show. You were ready to go to the nightclub after dinner. There was just so much energy on that ship, and the dining staff helped continue to bring that energy throughout what you would think would be the most boring part of the day. And just to give you a little bit of background, we were on a fully booked cruise, so it was crowded in a lot of areas, but I have to say the drink staff, the bartending staff also did a fantastic job of keeping the line moving. The Carnival Conquest has 16 bars on board, and not all bars are open at the same time, so you do have about 3,000 people potentially fighting for a drink all at once at the same 5-6 bars that are open during the daytime and that are switched off to the evening time. And because of that, usually there would be a crazy backup, but the drink staff was super efficient with dealing with how they handled orders, how they were able to do batch cocktails. They made it pretty seamless. And honestly, all the drinks were delicious that I had on board. And we did do some damage. The first day, we went through 15 drinks. We did a vlog of that if you want to check that out. but I have to say the bar staff was really good at their job. And if we're going to be talking about drinks, we clearly have to talk about food because that's usually what everyone's really focused on when they go on vacation is what they're going to eat. And nobody does food like Carnival. There's so many free dining options on board and they're all really good. Obviously, you have the classic Guy's Burgers, you have Blue Iguana Cantina, but they also have a deli on board that has cold and hot sandwiches that are pretty quick. They are made to order and they are delicious. You have the good old-fashioned barbecue spot, which has some pretty good barbecue, and there's never really a line. It's because no one really knows where it is, and it's on the second floor of the buffet. Yes, there is a second floor on the buffet, so if it's your first time sailing on the Carnival Conquest, especially on embarkation day where all the restaurants are really crowded, I recommend checking out good old-fashioned barbecue. It's almost the same as Guy's Smokehouse on the newer ships, but they offer beef, chicken, pork, and they have all the Guy Fieri barbecue sauces to accompany that. Obviously, everyone loves the pizza joint on board Carnival. It's one of the latest open food venues, and it's great for when the club closes. You can go get pizza that's free. The line is a little long, and they are not as efficient as the drink staff because they have to wait 5-10 minutes for each pizza to be made. And when you have a line of about, no exaggeration, 50 to 100 people, you're not going to be able to pump out 50 to 100 pizzas in like 10 minutes. Sometimes you do have to wait like upwards of 30-40 minutes for a pie of pizza. But if you got money like that, you can do room service. It's pretty affordable, honestly. The pizza is different than the pizza joint, and it is a little bit better in my experience. So I highly recommend, if you have the extra money to spend, look at the Carnival room service menu because it does not disappoint. And for the price, you really can't beat it. We felt that between the main dining room, the buffet, and all the free dining options, we didn't feel like we had to do any additional dining options like the steakhouse. And there really isn't that many upsells on the Carnival Conquest because it is an older ship and they are focused primarily on free food, which is a really nice change of pace because if you go on the new mega ships on pretty much any cruise line, not even just Carnival, they try to force you to upgrade to a specialty dining package or try at least one dinner in a specialty dining restaurant. The food on the Conquest is fine, it's great, and you don't have to upgrade. You're not going to be missing out if you don't go to the steakhouse. All right, moving on to accommodations. Let's talk about the ship. I did touch on pretty much the ship being under constant renovation and construction, which was a little bit of a ding, but now we're going to be focusing on the pros. I have to say the bed on the Conquest was probably one of the comfiest beds I've ever been on. I think Carnival as a whole does bedding just right. I always fall asleep. It feels like you're sleeping on a cloud, and the beds are just super comfortable. The pillows are like this plush, but not too soft. They just do it right, and I have to say that's always just going to be a hit on Carnival. They just do bedding better than almost anybody else. Also, the housekeeping staff did an amazing job. They kept our room clean. They would constantly check on us to see if we needed towels, turn down service, and they were super friendly. Sometimes you don't even get to know the name of the person that's cleaning your room, but on Carnival, they really do go above and beyond to always greet you by name, and it was a great experience, especially for a cruise that has 2 sailings a week. I'm surprised that they remember that many people's names during those sailings, but they managed to do it. They do some magic stuff on Carnival Conquest. And yeah, that's it for the Carnival Conquest. I do have to say for the price, I really don't think you can beat it for a quick weekend getaway. It is probably one of the best value ships that you could possibly get on. Carnival is always really about affordability and fun, and I have to say that the Carnival Conquest is the perfect place to check it out. If you're trying to get into cruising or if you're just looking for a quick weekend getaway, this ship definitely offers a great experience for seasoned cruisers or new cruisers. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we are giving away a cruise to 4 when we hit 10,000 subscribers. So be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.